Losing a loved one is never really easy. For Kakashi Hatake, the pain of loss played a role in pushing him to be the man who would go on to become the 6th Hokage. His biological father was both regarded as being a rival to the power of the collective legendary Sannin and was feared in other nations, something we've only seen ninja like Minato and Fugaku Uchiha hold their own in terms of fear for their names in other nations. However, after the death of his father, Kakashi would find another man to take up that void. In fact, there would be 2 men who would go on to fill that void. In today's edition of Kakashi Retsuden, we're gonna take a look at the father figures of Kakashi Hatake and how Kakashi, decades after his father's death, realized that these 2 men in his life filled the hole in his heart that belonged to his father. For those of you guys who are new, Kakashi Retsuden is a story that takes place in the Boruto era between the Mujina Bandits arc and the Owl arc of the Boruto story, and is the first of 3 novels that focuses on the cure for the deadly chakra illness that has befallen Naruto Uzumaki. In the scene I'm going to share with you guys, Kakashi resting during his trip to the capital of Redaku, a country far away on a continent where the Sage of Six Paths once lived. Kakashi reflects on the many deaths that he's experienced in his lifetime and how some of them had changed him. A somber reminder is that Kakashi's on a mission to find Naruto's cure, and if it ends in failure, it will lead to Kakashi having one more person to add to the list of people that Kakashi has loved, and he's now mourning their deaths. After reliving his father's funeral, Kakashi's mind shifts to the 2 men who he now realizes after all this time filled the hole left vacant in his life by his father, pushing his ideologies and shaping how he would grow as a man, ultimately becoming the very person that his biological father wanted Kakashi to become. So what I'll do for you guys now is read the scene in question, then I'll come back to you guys with my thoughts. So it's here I'm going to begin quoting. Even though it was just after his father died, Kakashi became scary to others. He was stubbornly obsessed with following the rules at all costs. It was only a few years later, after Minato became Kakashi's teacher and formed the 4-man cell with Rin and Obito. Rules and regulations were not everything. Kakashi learned that from his teammates what the things are that should be given top priority. Some of those things that he learned that came at a great cost. It was thanks to them and their sacrifices that Kakashi has finally become able to accept his father, whom he didn't recognize before. Minato and Obito had both affirmed the father that Kakashi had denied. They both recognized his father. They both carried on his beliefs. It wasn't until they all died that Kakashi felt that these people had become his father in a sort of disguise, and he was beaten every single time in his ideas when he came to talk to them. Born as a child of the White Fang of Konoha, Kakashi now realized why he was truly proud of him now. In quote, "So I don't know about you, but I truly find this to be fascinating." Kakashi went so far as to say that Kakashi viewed both Minato and Obito as being his father, the White Fang, in actual disguise, which does make a lot of sense when you think about it. Minato more than once pushed Kakashi in how Kakashi viewed being a ninja, drilling lessons into Kakashi that he was too stubborn to be able to understand at first, but over time he was able to grasp as he got older and wiser and experienced loss. Obito as a teenager taught him the lesson that Kakashi's father killed himself in order to defend, which is you have to turn your back on the rules before you turn your back on your comrades. Obito, even as an adult, after murdering thousands of shinobi during the war, still taught Kakashi a couple of lessons towards the end of the war. At the brink of death, when Obito took Kage's attack that would have killed he and Kakashi, Obito taught Kakashi that there's power in living after someone else sacrifices themselves for you and honoring the life that ended, also yours could be extended. Then you have the next lesson, which is where even in death, Obito still taught Kakashi that through the connection of chakra, Obito reminded Kakashi of the value of never giving up, and he challenged him to become the 6th Hokage and groom Naruto for the position of 7th Hokage. Both of these men had a tremendous impact on Kakashi at various stages of his life, and it was only when he was faced with the prospect of losing his student Naruto, who happened to be the son of Minato and happened to be the person who reminded him of Obito, that Kakashi realized that both of these men filled a void that was left behind by his father, which in my opinion really makes you view the dynamic of Team Minato a little bit differently. So what did you guys think about this? And as a question to you guys, who had a bigger impact on Kakashi's life? Was it Minato or was it Obito? Let me know who and why down in the comment section below. But so always guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.